America. Everyone makes fun of America because we're nothing more than fat, lazy slobs who just bolster about their military might when their military might isn't that great.
No, we have the strongest military throughout the entire planet. You realize that?
Do we have a Tsar Bomba? Do we have a Tsar Bomba?
Yes. We have the most nukes in the entire planet that we can wipe out every single country if we wanted to. We have the military force to wipe just about everybody out if we wanted to. Yes, but people can make fun of us all they want until they do something. If they say Iraq wouldn't do something, or like Madagascar, anything, anywhere, we can wipe them out and we roll in there and wipe them out until somebody does something.
If Russia declared war against us, I would almost consider it suicide because I know it would be a biggest failure. I know both sides would fail in both conquests because it would be that devastating. It'd be the
There's nothing to gain for Russia and the U.S. to go to war with each other.
Jong-il is getting that pissed off at us when Russia has told Kim Jong-il to chill the fuck out, otherwise Russia's gonna take actions against them. That's why I'm not afraid of them.
Russia's more or less not their enemy, but not their ally. They're more neutral in the situation. I mean, they lean towards their ally, but they're more of like being big brother to them, saying, "Hey, chill out. You're being cocky, but like we know you can do something."
10 grand is really for? I'm almost considering moving to actual fucking Moscow and actually just starting a life over there. Because I feel like Moscow.
Okay, you can go ahead and do that.
Well, I'm sorry that I feel like moving to Russia feels a lot safer than America. Because America's basically the #1 target for everyone.
Russia feels safer when you have tanks and nukes.
I would love to see an actual tank patrolling around our cities trying to protect our people, rather than just bitching about it on Twitter with our president. You understand that, Cody, that our president's nothing more than a celebrity than an actual person who understands
what did you
politics.
think the president was?
Sorry, Cody, that I never voted. There's a reason why I never voted.
That's all it fucking is. They don't do shit.
That controls, but he controls our life.
They don't control anything.
He doesn't technically control.
The president can't do anything.
But you know that if
when it comes to checks and balances, the whole government as a whole goes around and makes sure everything works out right. He has a strong say in just about anything we do.
I understand checks and balances, but I also understand human nature. That if paid enough, and all agree to one subject, I could actually see the humanity be turned to understanding that money can persuade everyone. But I don't understand that one. To where if someone paid enough people that they could control our country with just that and make us just nothing more than a slave continent. But I won't believe that because
like 80% of DC.
Yeah, I know. But we outnumber that by a lot, which I could see our rebel forces outpowering that by tenfold. That's basically my biggest fear, is money persuading all of the politics that argue with each other to just agree with each other and send our military forces after all of us, which is just nothing more than martial law. If they declared martial law on all of America, we can't say shit. The military has complete and utter control with the government, and they can shoot us on sight without no consequences, which I don't believe, which is the FEMA conspiracy.
Okay,
which
you're
is,
missing
I think,
one little point there. Yeah, true, martial law and military take control, but the U.S. military has its own standards, and they will abide by their own standards, by their standards. No, they will not shoot civilians on sight. No, they won't do that.
Yeah, I know. I know that they're
You just said they would. You just said they will. just said they will.
And I also said that it wouldn't happen because I know that there are good. Well, I didn't say that. I know that there are good people in the military that actually fight for our freedoms, and I know we have our freedoms, but yet there are people
then
who
why do
say
you want
we
to move to
don't
Russia
have.
when they have no freedoms basically?
I don't know, because Russia is more beautiful, has less of. I don't know. I don't know why I want to move to Russia, Logan. It's just me. I feel safer there with a president that isn't a celebrity and fucking us as it is right now.
Okay, then move to Russia, and then when...
I don't have that type of money yet.
Even if, say you were to move, and then say they go to war, not with the U.S., but really with anybody, and they start invading, and then the military just moves and say, hey, you gotta move, get the fuck...
to the other side of the country.
They just gotta, hey, you gotta move the fuck out. You can't live here anymore. We're confiscating this. That's what the Russian military does. They take control of literally every single thing you have.
They do that.
You have no
over
say
in
about
Moscow and Petersburg, but when you
no,
move
they
to
do
the
that
other
everywhere.
side of
They'll do it anywhere.
not the other side of Asia where the population drops to about 100.
They'll do it anywhere. Like it doesn't matter where you're
Up
at.
in
They
the
have to
mountains
do
and
it.
shit like that. No, they just ask you to join the military and join their
No,
cause.
they'll just take where you live.
Okay.
What's that called?
Yeah, that's why they have the Russian mob driving around blaring guns across their streets for no fucking reason. Yeah, sure, the Russian military tells people to move out. Their
When it's
freedoms
matter
over
of
in
war?
Russia are
Oh, yeah,
far greater than the That's why their freedoms in Russia are far greater than the freedoms in America. If you look at the videos, you will see a lot of mafias just running around in Russia, doing whatever the fuck they want without any consequences, because the Russian government doesn't want to fuck with them. So if you became that
no, it's not they don't want to fuck
powerful
with them. They don't care. It's called they don't have a
Yeah,
police like we do. When they have their military is only meant to defend their country. Their people doesn't matter. And why do you think if you live in the mountains? Okay, if you live in the mountains,
so
why do you think Russia let Germany get through their country?
If they don't care about you living in the mountains.
Yeah, but
that's
okay.
the
Why
thing.
do you think they let Germany run through their country until they got up to
they
higher
let
north
Germany
where it was colder?
Yeah,
they just let them run through. No, they let them run through.
And it wasn't
a
even a
portion
run
of their
through.
country.
They stopped them at Stalingrad.
You know why? Because they were higher up.
Because
it was colder, and they had the advantage.
Recruitment.
No,
the draft, which
they
is what
told
Americans
people to.
Did. It's either
they
join
told
or leave.
people.
You know what? I would join as well. If they told me it's either join or you leave my country, I would join.
Yeah, you know what? You realize why they did that is because their military wasn't as big as it is now.
Yeah.
Now the way they'll do it, they'll just be like, move the fuck out and fuck you. You're done. That's it.
Oh no, I'd just be like, well, what about if I join? Because I feel like the Russian military is stronger than the American military in my eyes.
It's not. It's just because they have a better. They have. If
the
we were to invade
T-90 tank is a
Russia,
lot powerful than the M1 Abram.
if we were to invade Russia, we would lose because of their. What's the word I'm looking for?
Have you realized that our M1 Abram is actually a default, is actually an obsolete tank compared to the Russian tank?
Okay.
The T-90 is a far more superior military weapon, but I don't.
And when I'm
because
comparing
something
military,
like
I'm not
that's
comparing
not
their
going to
tanks.
happen for another couple years or centuries or decades. Or we're at
We
that
have by
time
far
of
a
peace
much
now.
stronger Air Force, a by far much stronger Navy. Our troops are better well trained. Their terrain is why they're so good. It's because they are.
It's is a little bit more powerful, I think. With the Russians, I think their Air Force is superior. Everything else with America is fine besides the Air Force.
No.
But I don't think Putin's gonna do anything because he thinks Trump is already a laughable person as it is, that he doesn't need to fear.
He doesn't need to do anything because there's nothing for him to gain.
Yeah, there is nothing for him to gain unless he wanted to try to take over us. I don't see any possibility.
He wouldn't do because he's a smart person. He knows he would lose a lot more people than what he would try to
Oh my
invade
lord,
the entire
United Nations against him. Just like Korea is getting the entire United Nations. When they say they constantly keep firing rockets, okay, congratulations. The moment you try to launch a uranium rocket into the atmosphere, it's going to get spotted by everyone else in the world, and it's going to get shot down. You're going to be considered a terrorist threat, and everyone else is going to fire at you. And it's going to get...
I guarantee you that Putin is not worried about the United Nations, because nobody wants to mess with Russia, and if they do, it'll take way too long for them to get to Russia or to do anything. It'll take way too long. It'll take way too long.
No, not if the entire United Nations agreed. It would take too long if one country agreed. But you're talking about multiple countries.
It would take way too long.
Multiple military.
Exactly. It would take way too long for them to strategize an exact plan to invade Russia.
Moscow and Petersburg, and you've already won. They can flee as far back as they want. If you took out the two largest capitals,
that Moscow, how inland Moscow is.
I understand how far Moscow is.
To strategize a plan to get to Moscow is almost impossible because of their terrain.
But yet, if you had multiple countries fire multiple nukes at once, they don't have enough defense systems to knock out that many nukes at once.
They do have the defense systems to counteract.
So if you fired 50 nukes at once, you're telling me they can knock out 50 nukes in the air at one time.
They could, and so could the U.S.
I'm not as sure as this shit, but you know, I'm getting a little. I feel like I'm drifting into shit I don't know. And as I see on my screen that says leave bases alone, I should just leave shit alone. As much as I love discussions, there's other people that don't like discussions and think it's annoying.
Oh no, I don't like. I love discussion. It's just.
Me too. But I feel
certain
like Clay
points
is. I feel like Clay is recording this and ready to post.
I hope he is.
Or even.
I hope he is.
I don't, because it makes me sound like a dumbass. Because here I am with 3 large alcoholic beverages in my fucking system, which just makes me sound even more dumber. But when everyone else is saying, I believe that God will do something more than fucking World War III will even happen. Now that's how much more I find funny.
Lord, I can't even jump.
Sorry, Cody. I believe more in Nibiru and Planet X than I do in World War III. Because it won't be called World War III. It would be called White fucking North Korea off the face of the earth. South Korea will get to take over North Korea.
All the headlines.
Are you kidding me, Cody? Actually, no. Here's how I could see it happening. The entire U.S. Navy surrounds North Korea, and the entire Russian Navy surrounds North Korea, and the entire Japanese Navy surrounds North Korea. How long do you think it will take for North Korea to surrender after multiple bombings? Not even nuclear warheads, just regular bombings would make North Korea surrender. Because it would just be that. That's all they would have to do, and then invade the demilitarized zone. I found a good player in Battlefield 3. I'm legit just following enemy player.
I'm trying to kill him.
No, don't.
What's he doing? Oh shit!
Enemy capturing Kaiser. Losing objective Bertha.
God, I cannot shoot this guy, dude. I'm freaking terrible.
Kaiser is lost. Taking C.
I'm like the worst shot ever, dude. I can't do this shit.
That's how I see the supposed World War III happening. It's just everyone surrounds North Korea, bombs the hell out of them, not even nukes. They won't even use nukes, they'll just use bombs and just bomb the hell out of North Korea to the point where Kim Jong-il just says, I'm done. They'll take over North Korea and they'll make it the entire continent of Korea. Done, done, the end, no more worries. We have peace for centuries. That's what everyone wants, that's the easiest way to do it, and that's the safest way to do it. They probably have 3 nukes in their arsenal as it is. It's either that or I see Kim Jong-il just suiciding the entire North Korea. Or if he's really that demonic, he'll just blow up the super volcano and end humanity as it is. Because if anyone really wanted to make an impact, that's how you should do it. Just blow up a super volcano and you win. Because you kill humanity as it is. With one detonation, you're done. I don't know why no one's understood that. God's given you the tools, use it if you're that evil.
You're my English teacher? I've given you the tools, now write an essay.
The problem
That's because
is
the people that are that evil, the
I guess
thing
the
is,
tools aren't
people like that, they want to see the people suffer, but if they have to suffer through it as well, there's no point doing it.
They can
Yeah.
though.
No.
I've seen I'm sorry that this is anime shows. If you've ever watched the show Housing Ultimate, there's a guy called the Major, and all he wants to see is innocent people die. And he wants to create World War III, and he doesn't care that his entire army is wiped off the face of the earth as long as innocent people have been killed.
Okay, no, but
He
what I said
loses
is
so
different
many
than
troops
what...
that he makes an entire speech about it, and he laughs in the face.
No, okay, but what I said is completely different than what you're saying right now. What I said
yes, I know.
is somebody that evil. So somebody fired, like, somebody fired a nuke, and then somebody put this guy wanted to fire a nuke at whatever place, and he was successful, but somebody throws him right in the middle, like kidnaps him and throws him in a car and just lets the radiation eat him away. He won't want to do it.
He's been successful.
No, but he won't
want
to do it because he wants to see the people suffer.
Innocent lot. No, what I'm
but
trying
he
to
doesn't
get
want
at
to end his own life doing it. That's the thing.
What I'm trying to get at is that this person didn't care that his own life was ended either, as long as he killed innocent lives. If there was actually someone like that created, that's who we have to fear. Someone who doesn't care that his own life is ended as long as he kills innocent lives is someone we have to fear the most. Like someone like Hitler, who really didn't care. That's why he created shit like the Holocaust and other shit.
Also, why he killed himself.
Yeah, he killed himself for a reason. But like the Major, he let himself be killed by the enemy because he knew he already accomplished his goal, which was ending innocent lives. But again, none of
he
these
didn't even
teachers
accomplish
realized.
his main goal. Hitler, like, he accomplished a goal, but he did make himself in history, but he didn't accomplish his main goal. Because he was so fucking stupid.
600 million people were killed. If
True,
you don't
but his
that
main
a
goal,
no,
hold on. That was one of his goals, but to do that. But his main goal was
to exterminate
initiate,
all of it.
No. His main goal was to initiate German royalty throughout the entire, was basically make sure the Germans ruled the world. Yep. And he couldn't do that because he was a dumbass and spread his forces so thin between every single country, especially when he tried to invade Russia.
Oh yeah, that was the biggest downfall.
He accomplished something, but he didn't accomplish his main goal. Why he killed himself was because he didn't want anybody capturing him and finding out what he
interrogating him.
could do.
Make us proud.
Yep.
Closing with Anton.
I feel like, yes, you are right, that was their biggest goal, but one of their other biggest goals was to exterminate a bunch of innocent people, which was the Jews. One of the biggest reasons why the Jews were killed was because of they were supposedly God's chosen people, and he never understood why they were God's chosen people, so that's why he killed them. Because he wanted to test God and supposed and biased.
Enemy taking air.
You have your own definition, other people have their own definition. Supposed Hitler did nothing wrong. They wanted to name a Mountain Dew flavor off of that shit. And I would have found that actually pretty fucking funny. I don't know why I would have found that funny. Love to sit back and drink this cold, crisp Hitler did nothing wrong. Just so that way I could have did something like that and just laughed at it. People's stupidity.
Closing with Kaiser. Losing objective Bertha.
But today we have nothing to fear except Yellowstone. Yellowstone right now should not be our biggest fear because that is the one thing that could end us. I'm not afraid of North Korea. I'm not. Seriously, they could drop a bomb above fucking DC and I would laugh my ass off. I would not give a shit. But if Yellowstone were just to detonate, I'd be crying. Because I know that would be more impactful than anything North Korea could do.
Because it's the fucking world, bro.
Yep.
Well,
It's
they've
the
actually
end
proven
of all.
if Yellowstone were to erupt, not the entire planet would be
of
unlivable.
course, at least 10% of the humanity population would live. But you're talking about 10% here, buddy. You and me would not survive this.
No,
apocalypse.
the U.S.
Well,
would not
actually,
survive.
I've actually seen...
the Western Hemisphere would not survive
I've seen
Yellowstone.
what our state would be. We would actually not get that much. Me and you could possibly survive if we changed our living habits and actually started living towards more of a healthy standards. Because Pennsylvania is practically out of the way of any natural disasters if you look at it. Pennsylvania is the safest state in the entire world. We sit on no active fault line. We sit on no active volcanoes. We sit on no possible way of getting an EF5 tornado. Or even a devastating hurricane because of our mountain range just destroys any storm cells to the point that a fucking tornado will only last 3 minutes at best. We stand on nothing, and yet people want to leave Pennsylvania because it's boring, yet they don't understand how safe it really is. If Yellowstone erupted, I'm staying exactly where I am and accepting what happens.
Why do you think the government made a bunker up in the hills?
Bitch, I could dig a fucking hole underground and survive.
Firing primary.
Not necessarily.
Position confirmed.
Well, not necessarily if I didn't dig it deep enough. Insulate it with enough steel metal to surpass any fucking radiation, and as well as keep enough food there to survive a year. So yes, not necessarily, Logan. The billionaires would survive, the millionaires would somewhat survive, and the rest of us would all just fucking die. That's why I'm more worried about Yellowstone than anything else in this entire damned world. Hell, if even Russia declared nuclear warfare, I wouldn't care. I'd just go move to Russia because I know they would get the least bombed. I'd go move to fucking somewhere up in Antarctica and just be like, hey, welcome.
With an underground nuclear bunker near Blue Ridge Summit,
Okay, Cody, I could agree to something like that being built because, again, we sit on no active fault line, we sit on no active volcanoes, we sit on no active earthquakes. We sit on no active tornadoes that could do real damage. We sit on no active hurricanes that could do real damage besides fucking rain and blizzards. Which we can all avoid very easily.
Yeah.
Yeah, we all sit on active faults, but just our fault. Our tectonic plate doesn't want to move, and I thank God for that. Hell, not even a tsunami could affect us. We're like a bowl.
It hit us.
Yes, we're like a bowl. The only way we could be devastated is if a freaking rain lasted for 10 months or
no,
whatever.
wait. I remember one time I was talking to one of my dad's friends or something, and this is like before 2012. It was 2011, and they were like, the world's gonna end, and we're all gonna be flooded.
Mm-hmm.
Like our
Yet
area.
if you read the Bible, God said he'd never use water to destroy the earth ever again. So whoever Christians said...
That means the whole earth.
Yes, Cody, that means the whole earth. Would never use water again.
No, he meant
would
our area. Like our area specifically.
What the fuck do you mean our area? I hope you know back in those days, America was never discovered, and it was all in Israel and fucking Bethlehem.
Right, I'm talking about 2011.
Oh. What the fuck
you
you still talking
area,
about?
Pencil fucking Tucky, there.
Pencil Tucky.
Oh, I believe if a tsunami that big actually happened, it could actually affect us. If you watch the 2012 movies, those tsunami waves were pretty massive. They were more bigger than a fucking... No, Cody, go back and watch the movies. Those waves were bigger than mountains. They could surpass our mountains. We don't have a solid rim. We actually have an opening in our mountains. If you don't notice, if water were to be our deaths, then it would be our deaths. It would flood in like a damn bottleneck and kill us all.
Yeah.
Safe place would be fuck Mount Everest. And you were top of that. I love how you laugh when that's the only tallest point in the entire world.
You would die there pretty much if you ran out of oxygen tanks.
Not if you had a mask or a good oxygen tanks or got low enough.
Plus it's cold as hell.
Well, if you're talking about the entire world being flooded, the water would push the air upwards because you know it's a solid. It would push the air upwards.
Maybe the rapid temperature change
where you would have that small of a between the ozone and the fucking water.
You could have a heart attack.
You could have a heart attack. Again, I'm trying to explain that the water would push the air between our atmosphere.
It would not push the air up. The air would stay as where it is.
So it would
because you're so high in altitude.
Yes.
The air gets so thin. You're not pushing any air up.
Yes.
The air stays where it's at. It's just with the water.
Yeah. But again, water can release air with steam and other
It can.
shit.
It
so
can.
Again,
but it will not push up. It won't push the air up to make it not as thin, and it won't mess with any of our atmosphere.
Yes. Okay.
It would not mess at
all. What
all.
I'm trying to say is that it would circulate. Since the water levels would be closer to the ozone layer, which is the sheet that keeps our air contained in our Earth that won't disappear into space, it would be circulating between such close spaces that the air density levels wouldn't be actually lower, that I believe that it might increase actually to the point where you could survive between such layers, because the top of the waters would be releasing air particles, and since it's closer to the atmosphere layer, the stratosphere, I don't know though, it was never explained by scientists, who know that actual answer, supposedly, and all that other good shit. But again, 2012 was nothing more than bullshit, and I'm not sure how fucking waves that size were even created when no meteorite crashed into an ocean. It creates such a wave that big.
Are we still going on this?
Yes. Are you recording this? Because I want you to.
Oh, I've been live streaming it for like the past half hour.
Good, because I have not got no answer. No. Still get to get the live stream. Who cares, Clay? When you only get one person per live stream, so I don't.
You make one little video.
No, fuck off. Don't. I'll watch you. Never mind. My phone died. You're not PewDiePie, Clay, so I don't care.
But I like how I like.
Hell, he's not even lost paws.
I still
He
have
has
2 kills.
5,000 subs.
I haven't even died yet. You've died.
Damn,
like,
I actually.
so many
Yeah, but
times
guess what? I got
without
more
getting a
points
kill.
than y'all, bitch.
Ooh, I'm so scared. You got. Oh, here, let me just go cap.
So the only thing you really have to worry about is North Korea fucking up everything and just getting themselves nuked to high hell to the point where their radiation affects our radiation, or that Russia accidentally launches a nuke close to their super volcano, to where their super volcano, which they actually have one near them, which their nukes have almost set off, detonates. I'm not kidding you guys. They actually have a super volcano that they're pissing off that could detonate that actually kills us all. And you want to sigh about that. Fuck you for that. Fuck you for that one. Because that shit we can't control.
Losing objective Bertha.
That's all I'm curious about is natural disasters. Human disasters, that will be our own fault.
Well,
I almost encouraged a
what
World War
else?
III because I know
my
it
dad
would change up
always told
cultures.
me that the
I kind of want to
Bible
see a World War III so
said
that way our
man
fucking
will destroy
millennial self can
himself.
stop being such dicks. I'm pissed at millennials as it is. Not some
But-
millennials, just the assholes.
Yes, please ignore me.
Losing objective Caesar.
Alright, hey!
What?
Enemy
Said
contact at
something.
Caesar.
I couldn't hear you because my mic cut off.
Wow.
I'm sorry that both my
I
batteries
said
are
yes,
dead right
please ignore me.
now. Oh, okay. What were you trying to say?
And you proceeded to ignore me.
Capturing Bertha.
What?
I
Word.
said my dad told me that he read, and I believe it was in the Bible, that man will destroy himself.
Okay, was that in Revelations?
I don't know.
Because if that was in Revelations, that was nothing more than... Okay, here's what my dad has told me. The Bible was created by man. Not by God.
Yeah.
Not by Jesus. By man. The Bible was created to please man. And man only. I don't believe in the Bible or what it says. The only thing you really need to read in the Bible is Genesis, which is the beginning.
Capturing Bertha.
That's it. Nothing else, nothing more. Everything else is, I believe, to be created by man so that way it can make money. That's why I no longer call my charity money money of God, because it's nothing more than churches trying to suck the money out of you so that way they can feed its fucking priest into sin or whatever. That's why I call
Do you
it
just
charity
like
money,
live
and I
on
only give it to-
conspiracy theories or like?
So hold on, Brett. I'm kind of interested. What religion are you then?
None. I don't need.
So you're,
to call
so you're
myself.
agnostic.
If that is what it's actually called, then I guess I am.
Okay.
But I
do
don't
you
call
believe in
myself
God?
a Christian. No.
Oh my God! No way!
I believe in God and
God, this
Jesus.
reminds me of
I
the conversation I
praise
had the
God.
other day.
I believe in God and Jesus, but Christians have ruined religion, have ruined their own religion. Catholics have ruined their own religion. Jews, well, I mean, there's no, that's self-explanatory. Protestants, they've ruined their own religion.
Okay, yeah, we get it.
So,
You're just gonna say everybody ruins their own
that's
religion.
wrong.
Get it? Okay, next point.
I don't need to have a title. I just call myself a man
Okay,
of God.
it's
And
agnostic.
that's it.
It's agnostic.
Okay. I call myself a man of God, and that's it. I don't need to have a religion. I don't need to have a religion. I don't need to call myself anything. I mean, that just makes me divided between other people. When I see everyone as equal, if I cut my arm and cut an arm of an atheist, guess what happens? We both bleed blood.
No, dude,
We're all the
atheists
fucking
bleed
same.
atheist blood. What are you talking about?
I don't care. We all bleed the same blood.
You're gonna bleed agnostic blood. How do you feel about that?
I will call myself agnostic. I will never call myself an agnostic. Why? Because I know the moment I do, another person will disagree with me. So here's what I'm going to do. I will agree with your points. I will agree with my own. I will find a fucking point between both.
Okay,
There is
no,
even
hold up.
sometimes where I will agree
Hold
with
up.
atheists, for Christ's sake.
Lord.
I hope you know, I was best friends with a Satanist, for Christ's sake.
Okay, congratulations. I don't pick and choose friends
Yeah,
based on
dude.
religion.
Neither do I. If you're a good person, I'll be a good person back. That's how I am.
Logan, why did you want to know that is my question.
I don't know. I never knew agnostic was actually that religion. Agnostic was
It's
actually
the
not a
lack
religion.
of
It's not a re-
religion.
It's
Oh.
not a religion. It is a state. It is a state of mind. It is who you are as a person. It's not a religion. Religion ruined what God is.
itself. Yep, that's how I see it. Really, other religions have ruined God, and that's why I won't call myself those religions, because they've ruined it. They've made their religion to persuade other people into believing in that way, so that way they can benefit off themselves, instead of benefiting off of the actual way they should be believing in. Which, I mean, is pretty self-explanatory. I mean, Catholics crusade, and they'll kill anyone who disbelieves in them. Christians supposedly crucified Jesus, and Jews, well, again, that's self-explanatory. They don't believe in Jesus. But I will still love them all as long as they do not spread hate. The only people I hate are Satanists, and even though I'm friends with one who now calls himself an atheist, that is the only type I hate. Those who speak illy of God. Otherwise, come to my house and have a beer and a smoke. 'Cause I don't even believe that drugs are against them. Fucking let's hotbox my fucking car, why don't we? Cody, hop in my helicopter, why don't you? Let's go have some fun, because this is what this game's supposed to be about, right?
I can't.
Never mind! Oh, this is gonna be entertaining. This is gonna be very entertaining. I can't even. So Logan, you were getting at something? Before
I was just
rudely
curious. No, I was like, what do you mean about like what your religion was? I was just curious.
I won't even call myself agnostic. I just say I just believe in them both. Don't call me anything, because I'll
Alright,
just
Brett,
get pissed
here we
off either
go.
way. Because I believe agnostics probably have fucked their own religion. I believe everyone fucked their own religion, so that's where I'm just like, I'm nothing. Just don't call me anything, I'll believe them both. Shut up.
Did you not just hear what Logan said though? Agnostic is not a religion.
Agnostic is not a religion, but I feel like agnostic people have ruined agnostic itself. Reason? One word, money. Money corrupts everyone.
I don't think agnostics have church.
People do not preach being agnostic. It is not a religion. It is somebody saying, I don't want to follow a religion, but I still believe in God, I still believe there's a heaven, I still believe there's a hell. That's all it is. It is a choice. Nobody preaches anything about it. There's nothing, money doesn't have anything to do with it.
Alright, sorry. I was thinking about, see, some people, they don't like to be called atheist because that's technically a religion in their eyes. So they don't want to be even called an atheist.
Yes, because atheism is technically a religion.
Yeah, I know. Atheism is a religion that believes in nothing, though, but Darwinism and evolutionism. But yet they don't want to be called that, which is what I was seeing with agnostic. I just don't want to be called anything, but yet I'll still believe in Jesus and God, because, you know, Jesus and God. My belief is there has to be something more than this. I mean, seriously, if you're really just going to believe that there's nothing, then you're just dumb and stupid. There has to be something more. I mean, I've literally seen a news article where they said scientists don't know how the universe has been created when it shouldn't exist. And I'm like, okay then, thank you for proving our points even more then, people. I just believe there has to be something, because here's the thing, people who believe in the Big Bang, how was your one fucking proton created that created the Big Bang? Oh, I'm sorry that I used my own argument against you. I mean, your own argument against yourself. How was your one fucking proton created to create the Big Bang?
Brett,
Explain that for me, please.
Science is literally just to make something an idea.
You don't get what I'm trying to say here, 30.
They don't
say, how
have
God...
an explanation for it, so they just call it
the
Big Bang.
They technically do have an explanation for the Big Bang, which is that one proton that I'm talking about. Well, that one proton, how was that one proton?
Just leave it where I just said. Just leave it where I just said.
No.
Technically, if you go by science, technically matter is not created nor destroyed. So technically,
it's been there forever.
It's always been there. No, they can't prove how it's always been there.
Yeah, that's the thing.
They can't prove it, but by their basis, and by their rules.
That's what us religious people say too. God's always been there, so you can't prove him wrong. But how? Then we go into how was God created, and then how was your matter created? Because your matter can't always be created.
Matter is not created. It's not created.
It's been there forever.
It's always been there. But that's why how people
what we say about God.
Exactly,
but
and it's two
you
people's
can't
different point of view. If they believe it,
because there's always a beginning and there's always an end. So that's where both conflicts come at it, head point.
Again, it's not created nor destroyed. So it came from something. It was something else before, but it's always been there.
To become anything.
No.
Hey,
really think about it. That's the thing.
Like something.
But I won't argue with someone about it because I know it can go on fucking hours upon hours.
We got hours.
And guess where we live right now? I live in Pennsylvania, which is, a part of the United States of America, which, has its First Amendment rights, which is freedom of religion. So I can't argue anything against you, and I will oblige by that rule from as far as I live. You can be an evolutionist and a Darwinist, but I won't hate you for it. As long as you're a good human being, I will love you for eternity. As long as you don't shove your shit down my throat and try to disprove me. That's how I am.
I mean, I can honestly care less what religion someone has as long as we're not sacrificing goats to a freaking pentagram.
Cody, sacrificing goats, I'd do that shit if I wanted to. I'd just shoot a goat in the head and eat its guts out because it's fucking food to me. You should have said human beings because that's real shit, not fucking animals.
But that's food too.
I don't really understand.
Oh, you don't give a shit about animals.
Let's be honest though.
No, I don't,
why is it okay to eat
that
animals and not
were given
humans?
to us to eat.
Why is it okay?
That animals were given to. Why is it okay? What?
Why is it okay to eat animals and not eat humans though? And if animals were therefore given, if animals were given for us to eat, then why do some animals eat us?
Oh, this is really gonna lead to cannibalism right now, I swear to God.
It is.
Okay,
I'm gonna make it lead to cannibalism.
Clay, that's how they think, and they're not as advanced as us, so that's why. Another reason is I believe that is because animals were again, I'm a religious person. Animals were given to us to be eaten, but yet they made animals to eat each other because you know why the fuck not.
But okay,
be funny as
to be fair, using your own words against you here, you told me that no other part of the Bible matters except Genesis. Well, in Genesis, in the beginning, animals weren't created for us to eat; they were created to coexist with us.
Again. Here's the thing, I actually haven't read Genesis. That's what my dad told me to read. That was the only thing he told me to read because everything else was created by man.
Okay.
And man alone.
With that point being said, now rethink of what rethink of like what you evaluate your point.
Me?
Yeah. With that being said.
Here's the thing, I don't know, because my dad's even went against one of the 10 Commandments, which has been, there shall be no God before or after, and my dad has told me that there actually might be others out there, which I could believe in, because I believe
answer the
the
question.
10 Commandments themselves could actually be fucked up as it is, for man just trying to create things in their own desires. But again, maybe I don't know. No one will know. And again, I don't know why animals eat themselves. I don't know why we eat animals. It's just natural survival. Yes, because they're animals. We're animals. We're all freaking animals. Why were the dinosaurs created before us?
We are
I don't know. And yes, I believe in
animals. Like,
I believe in aliens too because I believe God might have made more creations than
Actually,
us.
animals talk in their own language to each other, theoretically, and they can make stuff.
But they don't ask questions.
But can a tiger talk to a dog? No, I don't believe.
Can we talk to a tiger? No.
No.
Exactly.
Okay. But I believe in that situation, yes, they could. They could talk to their own
No,
species.
all animals have their own
But
language.
here's the thing. If you were a tiger and you saw a deer, would you want to eat that deer? Yes, because that is your own food and that's not your own race. Just like we probably could eat humans.
Well, they want to do that because that's their instinct.
We see that as wrong.
Hold on, you're partially wrong here. They wanted to do that is because that is their instinct. That is their way to survive. That is their way to maintain homeostasis. That is literally their point.
Pork chops.
That is literally why they do that. They don't do it because they want to. They do it because they have to maintain themselves. It is their instinct. No, that is.
If you walked in front of a tiger, slapped it, ball your ass.
Okay, that's defense. But okay, so a deer's not gonna walk up to a tiger and slap him in the face.
But if a deer did walk up to a tiger, it might. Here's the thing, it might. But there are other chances where that deer would. The tiger would just stare at it and it would walk away. Because seeing us as hunters just look at deer and let it walk away. I've seen us make those rational decisions, and I've seen where predator and prey have made those rational decisions where it doesn't attack the prey, instead it lets the prey live and continue on with its life. And instead, I've seen predator and prey become friends because the predator doesn't need the food and the prey just wants to live. and the prey does nothing against the predator. But again, when we study animals, their brain functionalities don't go as far as beyond eat, live, and colonize. I'm not sure about that one. I haven't really looked into how tigers' brains and
you know what that's called?
Survival
it is
of
exactly
the
what I
fittest.
just it is exactly what I just said. Maintaining homeostasis, instinct. It's making sure you are okay with, like, you are stable as a being.
Yep.
That's exactly what I just said.
It's called free will for a reason.
Free will and instinct are two different things. Free will is you are choosing. No, they're two different things.
Instinct and free will, I mean, you're still making the decision whether to do something or not.
No, instinct is doing stuff almost nearly subconsciously. It's just doing it because
I don't know.
You're going to do it.
And my instincts tell me to spend the money to go get that bag of chips.
No, that's your free will.
But my
that's your free will
kicks in and says not to buy that bag of chips because it knows you'll make you fat.
Move out and take position. Hostiles in.
I know my instincts kick in when no, fuck the alcohol. I'm not about to start putting alcohol into instincts. That is definite free will. But when I'm starving and hungry and trying to lose weight, my instincts kick in, buy something to make you hungry. But my free will kicks in and says, nah, don't, because you're trying to lose weight. Which is completely decision. I know what it can be decision, but in the animal universe, I feel like it's a lot different than what we can comprehend.
It's the same idea. It's the same idea. It's about maintaining homeostasis. It's just they do it differently the way we do. It is the same idea. They're the same concept.
I can see that, but I mean, we're not talking with each other, so we have absolute no idea. We can scan their brains all we want, but until we actually have a full-out conversation for why they do what we do, we have no idea. That's the thing. We truthfully have no idea. It's just opinions at it is right now, because we've never talked to them. We've never exchanged conversations. We don't really know. We just make an educated guess off of what we can get off of.
It's not an educated guess, it's fact.
How is it fact when all we're doing is scanning their brains and seeing that, oh hey, our brains
scan their brains. It's maintaining homeostasis is literally one of the essential things of being alive. Everybody does it.
Every time they get hungry, they just eat to eat.
Yes.
So that's because that's their
essentially
food source.
Yes.
Well, that's their groceries for them. But our groceries is we go out and buy shit because we have that availability. For them, no. They have to go and hunt for their shit. If that was like us, basically, back in the day where we had to hunt for our food, which was for the reason for the creation of cows, deer, pigs, and all that shit, we were the predators and they were the prey. But now that we have supermarkets and all that shit, we don't need to do that. We have people doing that for us, which is our instinct. Our instinct tells us to go buy our foods so that way we can live. Just like the tiger tells itself to go hunt for the deer, hunt for the zebras, so that way they can survive. You can look at it like that, and you can look at it an opposite way. I know that there's two sides to the story.
No, it's
I
one
understand.
side. It's called both species need food, need sustenance, need sustenance to survive.
But
the way we do it is
here's
different.
The thing, though. Here's the thing. There are also vegans who don't need meat, who have survived just off of vegetables.
They still need sustenance. I'm not talking about just meat alone, but I'm talking about they need stuff to maintain their life.
Which is free will when you're talking about
choosing to be a vegan is your choice.
Because switching takes a huge responsibility. Okay, Cody, shut up. You're not a part of this. Switching over to vegetables is a huge responsibility over us, which is free will over instinct. Because we think that that's right over just eating meat. Because oh, they have their own rights too. Hey, Clay, shut up when you're laughing about that. Trust me, if you go ask a vegan why they don't eat a
I ain't laughing at that.
cow, it's because they have their own rights. They'll legit tell you.
Wow, thank you for being a school teacher and explaining the obvious.
Yeah, that is the obvious, and that's the only reason why. They'll not explain anything else. I swear they won't explain anything else besides.
So why are you explaining it to us if you know it's obvious?
Because I'm trying to prove, I'm trying to put out a point, but yet I agree with your points.
But if it's obvious material, why would you try and prove or put it out there?
Because I know that is better for me than just eating regular vegetables or starving my fucking self all day trying to lose weight. I know that buying that fucking chips out of the vending machines will make myself not hungry anymore, because that's my instincts talking to me and free will talking to me that, hey, you have the ability to do this as well as you're telling yourself to do this. I understand what both points are. I understand that animals only go off of one of those points, which is just all instinct, because they don't have that option to go off of free will. Instead, they only have instinct running through their mind because they're not that well developed as we are.
But they can develop trust.
They can. I have seen trust, and that's when they trust us humans to give them their food. And even in those points, it is still instinct talking to. It is still instinct talking to them. But I have seen my cat do some other shit where I've given them food and they just sit there and stare at their food, and I'm like, I'm not giving you anything else, you bitch.
They're domesticated.
You're gonna eat your food and you're gonna like it. I can't go get your mouse. Now, unlike my actual, which I am so sad he's dead, my other cat who died because of poisoning, we used to let him go outside and he used to hunt rats because that was his instinct. He used to place those dead rats in front of us, in front of our door, because he had the instinct that that's how he showed us honor or whatever the fuck it was. I loved him for it, and he died. But yes, I understand that the animal kingdom has more instinct than over free will, because they're not as what we are today.
We have instincts.
Developed. They don't have a social class. Could you imagine if a doe started bitching at a deer for fucking running in front of a highway because he was that dumb and he's not effeminate, whatever?
No.
Yeah, you can't do
don't
that.
ask
You can't, because you've never, which is called free will. Instead, with instinct, they just look at our car, and instead their instincts tell them to run across their fucking roads like dumbasses, even though we stop in the middle of the road and just watch them. They still look at our cars, stop, and yet they start to run, they stop, they run back. I've seen it happen. It's retarded, it's funny, it's hilarious.
Because the light blinds them.
Cody, I'm not even high beaming them.
You don't have to.
Okay.
It's called the way their eyesight is. The way their eyesight was made. If something is shined brightly at them, it will temporarily blind them. Which, if you're blinded, that means you don't know. Their senses are that sense is taken away, so they don't know where anything's going on, and it takes too long for their mind to recognize that, and for all the other senses to kick in.
Yep.
That's why they stop.
I've seen rabbits do the same thing without stopping, though, and looking at me. I've seen them run to the middle of the road, and this is where I almost got in a car crash. They run to the middle of the road, they turn around, they run back to the corner, I mean the edge, and then they run back to the middle, and then run back to the corner, edge, and run back to the corner. I might say fucking corner all the time. But yeah, you know what I'm talking about. To the point where you have to completely stop and let them finish what they're trying to figure out, and then they run across the entire road. That's because their instincts see this thing coming after us. And their instinct comes in instead of free will telling them to stop, watch, and go. Unlike us, if we were standing at a crosswalk, we would see a car coming. We would stop and wait for that car instead of our instinct telling us, you know, you'd
not everybody
a lot quicker if you just ran across the fucking road right now.
Yeah, there's suicidal people out there that just don't care.
I know there's suicidal people who would believe off their instinct. And yet animals will go off their instinct rather than their free will, and yet they don't understand that they have their own free will. And I guess that's because of what us humans have done to them and what they've seen done to them. I'm not sure if animals know what we've been doing to them. I will admit that we have killed a little bit more than we have. I believe that we should stop, let them build up a bit, and then go back on a more subtler route.
Although deer can always be hunted.
No, Cade, shut up, Cody. Deer need to stop being hunted, because fucking trying to go hunting for deer takes hours just to even spot one of them. When you decide to shoot them in a brisket because you don't know where the fuck to shoot them.
Closing with aim.
Seriously, just don't hunt.
They're capturing Charlie.
Bears need to stop being hunted. Whales need to stop being hunted. Dolphins need to stop being hunted.
Wait, they hunt dolphins?
Japanese hunt dolphin, Cody. I'm not being stereotypical either. They actually do. Dolphin is a very, very high game price in the black market. Even whale. Called poaching for a reason.
Protect the drops. Enemy contacted Charlie. Enemy contacted Ava.
But yet, here we are, sitting in our fucking big-ass houses, living in our cozy, warm homes, and yet animals have to live out in the cold because that's what their instincts tell them to do, because their fucking free will won't tell them, stand up on your hind legs and build your own shelter. And yet, somehow,
they do, though.
Groundhogs. Yeah, somehow groundhogs and some other animals can build their own homes. But not, you know, shelters like what we built.
Okay, but a shelter to us is completely different than a shelter to an animal.
Yeah,
completely
different. Can they build a fire? Can they build that?
They don't. Most animals don't have the capability of building a fire.
Because they don't have the brain capacity to learn
rubbing
such a thing.
Sticks together.
It's more than have you tried to do that, Brett? Have you tried to do that?
Well, that's how it was. That's how it was done from the beginning.
Okay.
Rubbing two sticks together.
Next thing.
That's how it was.
Hold up. Hold up. Hold up. Now try and do it without thumbs. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I understand about that.
Yeah.
And that's where if, you know, animal species actually work together, they could achieve something like that. But again,
work together whenever they can.
Okay,
that's why they're still the way they are. And guess what?
Because that's how natural instinct.
That monkeys
natural instinct.
are the ones that can learn.
Natural instinct. Natural instinct won't let them because they see themselves as enemies. Tell my fucking cats see each other as enemies.
Hardcore domination.
It's that dumb.
That's just territorialism.
I've seen dogs walk their own asses into walls when looking at the walls.
Why?
Animals have the abilities to actually create social classes. Why? Because they're that dumb. It was a German Shepherd that did it too. You know, canines, the actual dog police do. No, walked his ass into it. Walked his face into a fucking wall while staring at it. No reason. Right into the wall. No reason. We didn't abuse him. Nothing. We love our dog. Our fucking dachshund would bark at anyone who walks into the house. You can step outside for 3 seconds the moment you open out the door. It's the alarm going off from hell. But I guess she's just trying to protect us, which is her own natural instinct. Which I understand.
If I hear those two words one more goddamn time.
That's not natural.
Well, I'm sorry, player. I'm just trying to make sure I'm agreeing with people instead of arguing.
You took my one argument to a whole different spectrum of what it needed to be.
Well, different spectrum, just trying to make it sure I'm okay. Trust me, when you work at the job that I work at, you have a lot of time to think to yourself about all this shit. Trust me. 4 months of standing still and just pulling trash out of one conveyor belt, you have too much time on your hands to think about shit. It's a crazy event. You could argue anything and I would agree with you. Unless it was, you know, ill-faithfully against God, I would have to, again, disagree. Because that's just my nature.
Enemy capturing Charlie. Care package on the way. Protect the drop zone. Charlie is overrun. Counterattack. Able locked down.
You could say God isn't real, and I could say your Big Bang shit is false. And we could go for hours, and I wouldn't give two shits afterwards. Because I know I just go to my job the next day, and everything would be the same. I keep going on with my life. And you keep going on with yours. That's why I love these nights, the conversations. They make me feel more connected.
Enemy capturing Able. They're capturing Baker. Taking Charlie. Baker's lost. Keep them busy. Enemy contacted Able.
Did he just disconnect from the party mid-sentence again?
Huh?
Yeah, probably.
Thank the Lord. I was reading this, by the way.
Securing Charlie.
I hate the fact that my controllers are both dead.
We hold Charlie.
So,
I gotta
plug
charge
one
these
in.
batteries.
Taking Baker.
I gotta really charge these batteries tonight, and I hope I can get them to charge, because this fucking charging port sucks.
Oh shit, that
Enemy contacted
bitch
Charlie.
came out.
They're taking Able.
Security, you doing anything tomorrow?
I work 4 to 8.
I don't understand what the word that came out of your mouth.
Damn, 4-hour shift. I remember when I used to get those.
4-hour shift, damn.
They're taking Able.
Me too. Oh, I already know I'm getting a fucking big ass paycheck from a 16-hour shift a while ago. Well, I mean last weekend. Last week.
I have a 13-hour shift tomorrow. I'm gonna fucking shoot myself.
I would have dropped
See,
by.
no, I'm glad I have 8-hour shifts just
You
every
cooking
day.
tomorrow,
I
Logan?
couldn't deal with the...
What?
I've heard of people...
You cooking tomorrow?
All fucking day, bro.
Dude, I had to come.
I've heard of people having 16-hour shifts. I mean, we're not really in the wrong here. I've heard of
16-hour
people...
shifts with no break.
I've heard people only working like the entire day, going home to only get 2 hours of sleep just to go right back to work.
Done it. Done it. Done it.
But that was a construction job, and even people died on that shit, because, you know, they don't pay attention to shit. Wow, they've only gotten 2 hours of sleep after only going home for 2 hours after getting off.
You trying to say something?
Right back in. Yeah. Like construction. Shit you not.
I know, I work it every day.
But, you know, this was coming out of a guy who got out of prison, so I'm not sure who this construction company is.
Alright, well, I'm gonna go to bed. I'm gonna look forward to my invite to when we play Civ tomorrow night. If we're
Fuck
still
yeah,
gonna
I'm
play.
not even sure if Chloe Cody's down. If not, it'll be me versus you two.
Well, that'll end
Or
quick.
free for all. I don't care what. Well, we can do free for all, we can do teams, I don't care.
Cody, are you playing tomorrow?
Sure.
Oh, that's
Alright. So
Man,
you're just gonna get on.
Peace with this guy. His name is Demon
Tomorrow?
Potato Wars. I would have made.
I'm assuming you're just gonna be on like once you get off.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
I hope I can be the other.
I'll just text you when I'll just text you
on.
when I'm getting off, and then
Alright.
How is this
I wanna be-
match still going on?
we can just play.
Carrie, if you're trying to go to bed, just wait. We're 60 to 286.
Yeah.
We have 2 tanks, 2 T90.
I've been playing Breath of the Wild for the past hour.
Why aren't you playing A Hat in Time or Mario Odyssey?
Hat in Time's not on the Switch. What are you talking?
I thought A Hat in Time was. Did you get Skyrim on a plane?
No.
I heard the game is not that bad when you're doing portable, but when you go big screen, you can actually start noticing where the
Well, who
faults are at,
cares?
but it's
Oh,
fine.
dude, I'm sorry to
portable.
say, but everything that Bethesda does is shit today.
Serious? Bro, it's
Yeah.
Nintendo. I wasn't expecting them to be bad. I mean,
No, I
Doom
was
even
talking
has
about
its problem.
Bethesda
So you're saying
and all their
Doom?
Outer Scrolls games.
So you're saying Doom has
All
problems?
their Outer Scrolls games.
The last time they made an Elder Scrolls game was Elder Scrolls Online.
They're taking Able.
And Fallout.
Advance and take position.
That's not an Elder Scrolls game, though.
Close in with Baker.
I'm sorry, but they used the same engine from Oblivion
I don't
in
care.
Fallout.
Till they make an Elder Scrolls game, you really can't say they fucked up on the Elder Scrolls. And how they fucked up with the community
Have you seen
club?
all the
yeah,
bugs?
that's. Oh, okay.
Have
It's
you
Fallout,
seen the
man.
bugs? You witnessed
it's
a
Fallout.
damn Deathclaw trip down the stairs and kill itself.
That was Fallout
That's not
3.
even. That's not.
Enemy bomb incoming.
Yeah, but that's not
Crazy.
even
Capturing Baker.
Oblivion, right? Remember how
Okay,
old that
I don't
game
care.
is?
I enjoyed
Every
that. That
game
made my
they have
day.
made ever since
That made my
is
day.
using
though.
the
That
same
was
engine as
dang.
Oblivion.
To see a monster as cute as that just
Okay, yeah,
freaking
that was
die.
funny. But here's the thing. It can actually hard lock your game sometimes in each of the games that came after Oblivion.
Well, I don't know. Because the AIs were just like, damn, that Deathclaw is dead. Woo woo. And I was just like, yeah, I know, I killed it. Woo woo.
Enemy care package observed. Stop there and resupply.
And guess what happens? You just restart your last save and you go back in.
Enemy recon
But if
aircraft
you don't
observed.
have one,
Well, then that's true. So, we're not making multiple saves. We all know how future console games should go. That's why I want to get an Xbox One, just to get Anthem. And see how the new Halo game comes out.
What the hell